We are all set to get going for the final F2 sprint of the weekend. It's the feature race time here at the Losail International Circuit. Let's pick up with the world feed as we get going. This is the day where we could crown Leonardo Forlaroli as a champion. It's his first chance to claim it, and he starts on pole position after Ollie Goethe getting a 3-place grid penalty. Here it comes, the feature. The sprint race yesterday in Losail got off to an exciting start. Side-by-side action, Luke Browning making up several positions alongside Jack Crawford, but several drivers were battling team rivalries. Leonardo Forlaroli and Roman Stanek doing battle, and then the cardinal sin of motorsport, James Wharton and Lawrence Van Hopen coming together, bringing out the safety car as well. For a race that was dominated by tyres, we had a few good opportunities for overtaking, but it's all eyes on today's feature. It's time for the feature race for round 13 of the FIA Formula 2 Championship. We're at the Losail International Circuit in Doha, Qatar. We're around about 30 minutes away from the city centre, and this amazing venue was first built as a motorcycle circuit in 2004. It's 32 laps ahead of us. 5.419 kilometres is the re-evaluated distance of the circuit. Elevation change at just 4.2 metres. It's a flat run, and that elevation change largely comes out of turn 16. Step down in tyre compound, which means that last year the winning strategy was medium for 7 laps, hard for 23. We've now got hard compound now and soft tyres to go through as well. Added to that, it's a high downforce circuit with higher brake wear. Tyre usage is at a maximum, but it's a medium to low fuel consumption. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the feature race. The drivers are just now making their way to the starting grid. The formation lap will start at 3:10 local time. That is in 13 minutes and 15 seconds. The reason for the delay, there was a bit of track cleanup needed from the Porsches that were out just before. If you're with us last year for F1 Academy, you know what these Porsches can do. But at least we're going to get a race. This is Leonardo Forlaroli and Andrea Kimi Antonelli just going in to wish him a bit of luck, because today could be Leonardo's first chance to claim the Formula 2 Championship. He's 191 points clear to Jack Crawford, who's on 170. And the driver's now just coming into the pit lane, getting ready to head out. Omi and Wes alongside me in the commentary box. Omi, this is going to be a very interesting feature, and we have to wait for it just a little bit longer.
We do, on what could be a title deciding day, as you mentioned. The simple statement before this one starts is, well, if we were to finish how it starts, Leonardo Forlaroli is a back-to-back F3 and F2 champion to join a list of drivers like Bortoleto, Leclerc, Russell, all of these drivers who have done it before, and all of them have gone on to be successful when it comes to Formula 1. And even, JB, in a week's time, who knows, we could be calling one of them as a Formula 1 champion in the name of Oscar Piastri.
if Oscar Piastri does manage to pull off today's victory and get on to a Abu Dhabi title decider, then win it, as you said, he would win then Formula Renault Euro Cup. He'll then go on to win F3, F2 and the F1 title, winning in every single seater category he's ever entered. That is a severe task as well. Alongside also is Wes up in the commentary box. As we take a look to Jack Crawford, how much is this man Wes going to be wanting a better result today though? He starts 15th on the grid, but made an impressive run-up yesterday in the sprint in starting in the same position. He could be on for something today with a pit stop thrown in.
Yeah, very impressive. In fact, he was hungry for it yesterday, and due to well, on the road at least, he actually finished just outside of the points. But of course, once adjusted for penalties, he made it inside. Which you know doesn't not help. It was not as much as he was wanting, I'm sure, but given more laps and a bit of strategy thrown in, which is what this race will provide, we could see him much closer to the front.
Wes has sent in exactly how this F2 title can be taken with victory. I'm just waiting for it to load. Fuller only can become champion if he outscores Crawford by 19 points. Outscores Vachon by 11 points, outscores Browning by 10 points, and if Alexander Dunn fails to outscore Leonardo by 18 points, that's how they could be won coming in today. So it sounds simple, Omi, but in Formula 2, the easiest path is never usually the one taken.
Yeah. Anything is possible. It is a long feature race. You have a mandatory pit stop that will come into play, meaning that things can change very, very quickly. So you've got to be very, very careful in terms of how you approach this. It'll be interesting to see how everyone goes about this race. 1 year ago, we had some late changes when it came to safety cars. We had a back-to-back safety car. It very much changed the race. And of course, this was the weekend where 1 year ago that set us up for Abu Dhabi absolutely brilliantly, giving us a last round decider, which was separated by half a point. We know what happened in Abu Dhabi, but this venue has very much shaped and changed championship battles and really closed it up.
Yeah, the day that all the commentators had egg on their face with Isaac Hadjar stalling on the grid and everyone thinking it was Marty. But that's only because the TV direction told it was who was Marty, so it was the gallery who misled us in the commentary box. And the timing tower doesn't update until after the first mini sector, and on that date, it'll update until the end of the lap. So they have improved slightly the timing strategies up here for Formula 2. The update now on the mini sectors that are used for Formula 1. They're even trialling out this weekend a driver tracker that we might be able to bring you next season if they agree with it, because the coverage for Formula 2 and Formula 3 and in turn the Porsche Super Cup is very, very limited. But Omi, just go back to you. You've covered the Porsche Super Cup this year as lead commentator. Finally, they get decent timings at least. Their timing tower is actually not too bad, but please run us through the grid of how they run today.
Yeah, their timings aren't too bad. I can very much agree with that, with the changes that they have made. A very interesting grid when it comes to this race. Of course, the back row, we have the same drivers of Lawrence Van Hoopen and James Walton. Now, they had contact when it came to yesterday's contest, so let's see how they're going to get on from the back row today. That's 22nd and 21st. Walton just ahead of his teammate Van Hoopen, though. Miney finds himself in 20th position for Dam's Lucas Oil. He, of course, stopped when it came to the safety car period. A huge shame it was for the Indian driver. He's alongside Shields, who spun to cause our final safety car, and that led us to a one-lap shootout. One of our contenders for the title is Luke Browning. He'll start in 18th. Arvid Lindblad is a driver who very much looks set for Formula 1, and the Red Bull team have mentioned they're not going to focus too much on his F2 results, because we've seen what's happened to Antonelli Behrman. They had a very mid F2 season. They've gone into F1 and been successful, so the same outcome could be looked when it comes to Arvid Lindblad. Next up, Ritomo Miyata, P16 on the grid for the Japanese driver, and then Jack Crawford, another contender for the title, but he finds himself starting in 15th after what was a very poor qualifying when it came to Friday. Gabriele Mini in 14th position for Prema. A bit of a struggle for him on his side of his garage. Montoya, though, has been a bit more successful. We'll get to him in a second. John Bennett, this is the venue where he made his debut 1 year ago. He'll start in 13th, and then it is Martini Estenshorn starting in 12th. He, of course, made his debut with Trident when it came to the Baku round, but he is now with JBMotorsports. Dino Beganovic made history becoming Sweden's first ever winner in Formula 2. That was on the streets of Baku right before we had our long break, and for sure, our winner from yesterday finds himself in 10th. Another driver who mathematically can win the Formula 2 Championship. Joshua Dirksen starts in 9th position. A great start from him yesterday when it came to the sprint race. Villa Gomez is in 8th. And then it is Nicolas Solov. A huge shame for him. He faded down the order in a disappointing way as he battled with Villa Gomez for those final spots on the podium yesterday. And Villa Gomez forcing Solov wide, Solov forcing Villa Gomez wide. It was a mess, but in the end it was Solov who found himself dropping down the order in a big, big way. Next up comes Sebastian Montoya, starting in 6th position for Prema. Alex Dunn alongside, no longer backed by McLaren. He's got the Rodin livery as well. Great to see him up there still though, especially compared to some of the other title contenders. Alex Dunn is another driver who mathematically can win it, but we'll see how he gets on. Next up is Ollie Goethe. Ollie Goethe also was a driver who raced here 1 year ago and had a very successful run here. He did retire in the sprint race, I do have to say, but other than that, it was quite a good job in the feature race to be in contention. Roman Stanek starts in 3rd. Now, he might have to play a bit of the team game when it comes to Invicta Racing. He didn't actually really do that yesterday. He was very much fighting up against Fornaroli, but I won't be surprised whether there's some conversations that are had. So Stanek will go from 3rd position. Victor Martins, though, is going to be starting in 2nd place. He's not had the best starts when it has come to Formula 2, so we'll see how car 14 will leave the line for the feature race in just over 5 minutes' time. And our pole sitter is Leonardo Fornaroli, who has a chance to win Formula 3 back-to-back with the FIA Formula 2 Championship as well, and go on to join a list of drivers like Charles Leclerc, like George Russell, and of course Oscar Piastri, and most recently Gabriel Bortoleto, who have gone on to progress up to the Formula 1 World Championship. So we've got a championship that very much can be sealed today, JB, so it's going to be interesting to see how it is all going to play out between them.
Nicely run through the entire grid while we have the time as well, and perfectly that the actual grid just finished as well. They were a little bit late throwing that one on there, so for once a nice detailed look at how everyone lines up on the grid, all 22 runners. Thank you very much, Jamie. Well, Wes, all lined up now, ready to get going. One critical factor that we've got to remind people is that the Pirelli mandated tyres of 25 laps is the same not only across Formula 1 but also in Formula 2. And with this being a 32-lap race, they are now mandated. They can't go more than 25 laps on the first set of tyres that they use. So this can be interesting.
And I think generally going into these last 2 rounds, the attitude of the championship or trying to win the championship isn't the right mindset, because realistically now it's an outside chance. I think for me to win the championship, I need the 4 drivers in front of me. They all need to have something go wrong, and I think realistically I probably need to try and win at least both feature races in the last two rounds of the year. So I think I have nothing to lose and all to gain. So definitely we'll do our best to maximize everything, and we'll leave nothing out there. But what will be is what will be.
That could have been a bit tighter edited, I think. That was a bit higgledy-piggledy. It was like it was thrown in at the last second. But yeah, Wes, the tyre compounds mandated for 25 laps, 32-lap race. Sprint race yesterday was kind of an issue on tyres. So they are thrown into the unknown in many respects about what they're going to have to expect with degradation at a different time of day.
That's right, yeah. So, of course, they had to use both compounds anyway. I mean, that's what F2 have always done. But of course, none of them are going to want to be on that soft tyre for any longer than they absolutely have to, because it's a compound softer than it was last year, and it is just there's going to be expect to see lots of little marbles at the side of the track, because those tyres are going to degrade like crazy in this race. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who can make them last as long as possible. But yeah, I don't expect to be seeing very long stints on that one.
Majority of the field look to have opted to go for softs for this first stint. That's coming in from our F2 race control commentary chat as well that you see on your screens back at home. Omi, that seems to be the wisest call of all, playing similar to what we had last year, where you run the softest compound for as short as possible, then just drag out the hards. But realistically, even I can do this. 32 minus 8 takes us to the 25, and that's where you need to go. So lap 7 wouldn't do it. It's lap 8 onwards, you'd have to stop.
Yeah, absolutely. That seems like the exact way. So we'll keep an eye on that and we'll see how it goes. But we have seen the championship look one-sided in Formula 2 before, and then it all changed. We've still got 3 more races, including this one to go, of course, the sprint race at Abu Dhabi with the lower points. But let's hope this is a championship that does go down at least to the final round. If it doesn't, it would be the first time since 2022 where, of course, we crowned Felipe Drugovich the champion at Monza in the sprint.
In the pit lane, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
The year that everybody got crowned in the pit lane. Formula 3, Formula 2 and Formula 1 are all crowned in the pit lane. Finally, we are underway on the formation lap. Leonardo Forloroni pulls away from pole position with Victor Martin alongside him. 1:36.155 was the Aramco pole position time, Wes, and he looks on course. He's just got to take off today and win. That's all he can do, and he can do it. But we've had so many different winners this year. He's only won twice.
Yeah, that's very true. It's been a much closer F2 season than perhaps we've seen in recent years. But Fornaroli nevertheless has looked probably the most competent out of everybody. He's definitely been the most consistent. Let's hear from him.
On track. Only yesterday did an amazing job, an amazing laps. He deserved the pole position. But you know, it's a nice opportunity, and I will get that. The tire management will be very important. I will hope to have a clean start, and then I will do my best to manage as good as I can.
Just got to also mention as well that Lawrence Van Hopen was given a post-sprint penalty, Omi, and he was deemed at contact. Ticket for 2, please. Sorry, ticket for 3, I should say. To that very interesting debrief at VI yesterday.
Yeah, I'm sure it would have definitely got quite heated, especially when you have one driver confirmed for next year, and then you have one who is basically, as Wes kind of described yesterday, a bit of a wild card because he's in Formula 3 next year. So he's doing this Formula 2 round, but then he's going back to Formula 3 with Prema for a full season. So it's kind of a weird scenario. So Lawrence Van Hopen cannot let himself physically be beaten by Warden, as it isn't really the best look, let's be honest, if you have a full-time Formula 3 driver for 2026 beating you on this in this field as well. But the drivers are about to make their way to the end of the formation lap. 1 year ago, we saw Bortoleto storm into the lead, having started second place. We've got an Invicta this time on pole. We've got an Invicta in third, so this time they are on the odd row of the grid.
Lining up Wes on pole position. Who do you think is going to make a demon start down to turn 1? Because this is all shaping up for sort of Victor Martin start, maybe even Montoya.
I expect to see Soloff come in with fire and rage after yesterday. He was cruelly denied a podium, which he held that third place for the majority of the race, and just lost it on that last lap shootout. So yeah, I'm expecting, look out for a Red Bull car coming up from the back, and possibly even Alex Dunn. I mean, we heard from him earlier on. You know, he's got very little to lose, being the outsider of the people with a championship chance. So yeah, he might pull a surprise as well.
Forloroni's on the right-hand side of your screen as you look at it. Victor Martin's alongside Roman Stanak and Ollie Goethe on row 2. All quiet now as you'll head down towards the first corner. Leonardo Forloroni has his first chance at championship point here in the feature race at the Losail International Circuit. It's time to get going. 1 hour of racing and 32 laps with 3, 4, 5 lights. Lights out, we're underway. It's a better getaway this time for Victor Martins. Leonardo Forlaroni is going to have to slot in behind him and cover off his teammate. O'Brien Van Stanak down to turn 1. Stanak's trying to go on the outside. Forlaroni's blocked him. That's going to leave the opportunity for Ollie Goethe to try and slip through on the inside line. Alexander Dunn's going to hold it. Down to turn 2. He'll slip on the inside of Ollie Goethe. He might even get the inside of Stanak. He can't get through. But Dunn forces wide Ollie Goethe. He comes back on side by side. A few more cars going further back wide. Forlaroni, though, loses the lead to Victor Martins, and one of the BWT livery cars slipping further back. I think that's Kushmini. It was down into 22nd position. Martins leads, Forlaroni in Stanak, then Dunn, Goethe, Soloff, Montoya made up into 7th, and now it's Gabriel Mini trying to go around the outside of Stenchel further back. Brilliant start from Victor Martins off the line.
Took P1 immediately off the line. It's still battling further back. If you are Villagomez, he's up against Richard Vishaw, our winner from yesterday, and Villagomez will just edge his way ahead. But yes, it was chaos further back. Miney was one of the cars heading backwards, and the other Alpine Junior of Mini is involved in battling in the middle sector.
And now around the outside, here comes Arvid Lindblad. He's on with Miata to get that position done, Wes, but we've already seen Gabriel Mini under pressure, and now Vishaw's all over the back of Durskin.
Yeah, Richard Vishaw is not having it all his own way like he did yesterday. But yeah, that was a very, very nice move from Villagomez to go right around the outside. But yeah, up the front, decidedly average start from Fornaroli sees Martins easily out-drag him down to turn 1 there. That was not what he needs if he went.
Dunn getting on the exit of the gravel at turn 16, trying to kind of crush your Wes, and that's going to leave himself vulnerable to Ollie Goethe down to turn 1. There's no DRS at the moment, so I think Goetze's going to have to lift off. He's going to think about a move on the inside line. Did he make it? No. Dunn's gone defensive. Goetze's trying to swing around the outside. Gets the undercut through the exit of 1 into 2, and it's status quo. Back to you, Wes.
Yeah, definitely a mistake there from Alex Dunn, but Oliver Goethe not able to punish him for it. He's still in very, very close contact, though. Dunn goes to the middle of the track to defend, and Goethe's got nowhere to go.
Brilliant start, as we said, Omi, but now all eyes on Forlaroli. He's already dropped 8 tenths behind Victor Martins, just did not get going. Montoya making a good start. He's up into 7th position as well. But what about Browning? He's 18th, and Crawford still in 15th position, not made up a single place, Omi.
Yeah, he hasn't made up a single place, as you mentioned, as well at the moment. Martins has got that 1 second gap as well, so he is trying to break clear critically outside of that 1 second as they all run very, very close together, including Joshua Dirksen trying to attack Sebastian Montoya. That is a battle over 8th and 7th place at the moment in this order. Crawford also P15 still, so let's see whether he can try and go on the attack.
Interesting to know that Forlaroli has an average finishing position of 3.6, the best of any driver in Formula 2 this season, and he's got 211 points to Crawford at 170. So as things stand, trying to work out that's more than the 14 it's 41. So yes, as it stands, Forlaroli's still the champion, if I'm not very much mistaken, Wes.
Where are we? Yeah, he needs to outscore Crawford by 19 points, so I think he'd come up just shy, so he does actually need to win the race. Here comes Sebastian Montoya now on the outside of Nicholas Soloff.
Montoya sending it around the outside with a sweet move, but he's not got the momentum at the exit of turn 1. Soloff's going to keep his foot down round the outside of 2. Montoya defends and beautifully goes through.
Nice stuff indeed, but the battling still continuing at the moment. You've got 3 drivers that aren't separated, but anything, all pushing on, all with alternative, different racing lines at the moment as they flick the car in, and it's Dirksen getting so close, and he will eventually get the dirty air effect, but Soloff cannot relax one bit. Leonardo Fornaroli reporting that his front left is already starting to degrade.
Now, they started on a used set of soft compound tyres. Now, they can't last that much longer. All tyres mandated for 25 laps, but that soft, as we talked about ways in practice, it was going after 2-3 laps out of push run. So in race strategy, I think we're going to have to see some early pit stops. They've got to make it to lap 8. We're going to see, I think, everyone at the same time.
Yeah, and this is going to be extremely painful for whichever is the second car in each team to be serviced, because they're going to have to do an extra lap on what are going to be tires that are basically turning into chewing gum. So it's going to be extremely difficult for half the team.
Victor Martins, 1:41.338. He's got the fastest lap as things stand. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see a couple of punctures start to come through as well, because, and very, very, very wide goes Durskin. That's going to allow Villagomez to come through. Bogdanovic in there too. Durskin getting way wide. Exit turn 16. He's back in the slipstream already. He's trying to pull to the inside line. He's got the DRS still. He's getting forced off. That's going to be contact, and they're not careful into turn 1. They just about avoid each other. But can Bogdanovic get something on the inside with Vishal there too? And he's swapped back to the inside line. Durskin knows no fear, Omi, and they're nearly contacting each other 3 times over. Look at Vishal trying to find his way through. Bogdanovic is right in the mix as well. 4-way fight into turn 4 and 5.
Crazy stuff as well. Dirksen able to keep it, but he's off the ideal racing line. Whether it is for 9th position or the lead, Dirksen just licks it and sends it basically at that precise moment. It doesn't matter what position he's battling over. We saw it in Austria. We've seen it here now in Qatar. Both for different positions, but Dirksen just wants any position that he can see.
Durskin really does want everything back, and he made that small mistake whereas out that last corner. Didn't like how it looked. It's a magnet, these new gravel runoff at the exits of corners. Every driver's going off, even in the Porsches this morning.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I was absolutely convinced at 2 or 3 points there that Dirksen was going to go into the side of the Van Amersfoort of Villagomez, but somehow they've all managed to keep it together. But yeah, some real bravery for Dirksen, and Vishal was not able to capitalize on anything. So yeah, Villagomez 8th, Dirksen 9th, and Vishal still 10th.
So, at the moment, Victor Martins has pulled a 4-second advantage as they come over the line, and Roman Stanak just kicking up a little bit of dust further back. Is that going to allow Alexander Dunn to get in the slipstream? He has the DRS down to turn number 1. Will he think about a manoeuvre? Stanak's gone defensive. It's just left the door wide open for Durskin to keep on the racing line, sail it around the outside line at turn 1. And in my opinion, Omi, that was Roman Stanak just sort of going, after you. That was a stupid manoeuvre. He should not have defended the inside line. Dunn was just able to stay on the racing line.
Boxed himself in on the inside, left the door completely open for Dunn to basically slide his way by. Battling between Bogdanovic and Dirksen. Bogdanovic goes off the road. Bogdanovic got by momentarily, but Dirksen able to get it back, as we saw Dino run off slightly wide, and now Stenshorn is there waiting to try and make a move of his own.
And Vishal then has got up into 9th position. Dirksen 10th. Bogdanovic in 11th position, as you said about Stenshorn. Here's the race start though, Omi.
Yeah, let's take a look at the start. Victor Martins absolutely flies off the line. For once again, we see second place absolutely rocket off the starting grid, and immediately he was clear. Then we get the slipstream phase. Stanek then has to back out of it so he doesn't run into the back of his teammate. Then it gets very close between Dunn and also Goethe in a few moments' time. Goethe now is going to find himself running in deep and wide in a few moments' time. That'll be Solov as well further in behind. He was very close to it. So we see, of course, the moment where Goethe goes off wide but able to continue. Then there was cars all over the road further back, but that was right at the lower end of the field.
Yeah, and Wes following his rear tyres, slipping ever so slightly, but I was watching Montoya right around the outside. Stunning start, and this is Crawford's getaway from 15th, still in 15th.
Yeah, Crawford there just getting a bit of an average start. I imagine he's going to get boxed out, yeah, right off, or almost off the track entirely, to go right round the outside, and that would have been of John Bennett, who he had some interesting battling with yesterday. And yeah, despite everything, he's still remains in 15th place through the dust kicked up. That would have been from Goethe earlier on.
And that was Durskin going wide. That when I cut you off,
Josh. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Joshua Dirksen there just losing a couple of places. He'll lose out a little bit later on to Richard Vachor, and this will be how Vachor got past into turn 1. Very, very brave move there from the Dutchman, and capitalising on that, or trying to, is Dino Bogdanovic.
Yeah, Omi round the outside. This is where he picks him off. Now, would you say that Durskin forced him off the track? It's a bit of like it happened yesterday.
He can't do that.
Well, we saw it yesterday, didn't we, in the F1 sprint?
Yeah, absolutely. We saw it between Leclerc and Lawson in the sprint yesterday. But yeah, that is what Dino believes of it, but then he was able to, well, draw alongside, and he's still not been able to get ahead as of this precise moment. Dirksen still has that position according to our timing boards as well.
Beganovic into 10th. He's passed us, yeah. So our timing screens haven't updated yet, but he has. That must have been the manoeuvre just as it happened about 10 seconds ago. Alexander Dar has been told to box as more Das getting kicked up. Montoya's up into mid. Stanak's gone wide. And now his timer goes back into 4th position. Follow-only pits, Dunn pits, Montoya pits. That's why it's all changing as they all lock up coming down to pit lane. Stanak's going defensive against Ollie Goethe down the start-finish straight. Stanak's almost in towards the pit wall. Mainly's been noted by moving before the signal. Goethe's trying to go around the outside of Stanak into turn 1. That's going to be bold. It's going to be brave if he can keep it together. Brilliant move from Ollie Goethe. In just his 2nd start, he's up already around the outside of Stanak. Beautifully into turn 1. And now the pit stop cycles begin.
Brilliant stuff from Ollie Goethe then as he sends it round the outside and able to take that position. The driver who of course secured himself pole earlier on this weekend. Bit of sliding for Montoya as he rejoins the fast lane and gets ready to head back out onto the circuit.
Same strategy Wes as last year. Pit at the end of lap 6, start on lap 7.
Yeah, it's what is needs to be done, and as Martins is also being told to box, so he'll be in next time around. But yeah, this is the earliest possible opportunity that these cars can come in to get rid of those soft tyres, which really were starting to go off now. So, but that doesn't mean the challenge is over, of course. They've got to make these harder tyres last. And this will be Stanek, a replay now of Stanek. That's how Goethe was able to get on the back of him. And here's Alex Dunn. This will be, oh dear. And we saw a lot of smoke there, and that was who it was. It was Alex Dunn just getting slowed down in time.
To be fair, though, smoke them up. You're not going to use them again, so you may as well attack Mike Crazy. Stark's been told box. Victor Martin's coming in, so already come in. Follow-only Dunn, Montoya for sure, Dursgan and Miata in now. Martins, Goethe, Stanak, Solov and Villa Gomez coming in, and Martinez Stencho as well. Mini Crawford, Wharton, all coming in. So Dino Beganovic will take the net lead of this race. Arvid Lindblad will be 2nd, John Bennett 3rd, and Victor Martins changing over to the hard compound tyre. Looks like brand new set, but the rear right was a bit slow there, Omi, and he gets going again, but he's at the end of the pit lane. He won't lose any net time because there is Leonardo Follow-only, and he's going to rejoin still behind Victor Martins. In fact, Follow-only might just get out ahead here of Ollie Goethe. He does indeed. So Martins with the net lead still, despite that slow stop, Omi.
Yep, absolutely. Still has the advantage on the circuit. Follow-only will close in the gap slightly due to the tyres being up to the working range as well, but it won't be anything major. The gap still is 3.3 seconds, but Martin's doing well then, as he still has that advantage. As we mentioned, Miata!
That's on pit entry. Miata coming to a stop on pit entry. James Wharton is also into the pit lane. We're being told he's just left now after 48 seconds. And this round the outside is for sure making a manoeuvre on Villa Gomez for 15th place. Yeah, go on, I mean.
Yeah, able to clear Villa Gomez then. Nice, tidy stuff there as he's able to slot his way by. And now he's chasing after Stanek.
Yet to stop. Beganovic, Lindblad, Bennett, Van Hopen, Browning, and Maney and Shield. So they're 7, and I think they're all on the hard tyre. Solo's been noted for an unsafe release. Yeah, so I think the top, Browning's got ahead of Van Hopen. I think the top 7, Omi, are on the hard compound tyre. As we now take a look around the outside, and is now the manoeuvre for Browning getting ahead of Van Hopen.
Easy, isn't it? Easy at that precise moment.
Wes, I'm surprised about the hard tyre switch for the top 7. Usually the softs work better in these type of conditions. The hards work better when the track starts to get cooler as the session goes on.
Yeah, for the most part, this gamble's being taken by the drivers who were towards the back of the grid, so you can kind of understand them going for a roll of the dice there, as
Montoya.
That's Montoya now. Yeah, Montoya trying to get up to Oliver Goethe, who was weaving up at the front, trying to break the slipstream. Yeah, in the case of Luke Browning especially, you've had an absolutely awful race, as Montoya still trying to get around Goethe, who's resisting him well. Is he going to be able to get through? No, he can't. Oliver Goethe slams the doors closed.
It's striking me that Goethe might have something wrong with his car. He is super slow compared to the speedy Gonzalez of Sebastian Montoya, who is all over the back of him. Montoya now looks like he's lifted off a little bit, but is that Solov, Stanak for sure? Okay, because Martins and Polaroli were doing a little bit of battle further in as well. Bogdanovic now yet to stop on the hard compound tyre over the line, and it's a 140.942. So I mean the track getting faster for the hard runners. This is Clan Shields on the overtake of Kushmini.
Yep, further back, inside line, and a switch in position, possibly in a few meters' time. It still actually went on and on and on between the pair of them. Miley still at the inside line, and then as Shields going to flick the car in. Looks like he will. This one's going to get really close, and then he's going to get forced off the road again. So this was very tight, and then Miley was able to just stay ahead on that precise occasion as they made their way through. Done unsafe release has been noted.
That's Dunn and Solov then. Two of them have been noted for the unsafe releases. Bogdanovic does a 140.942 again. More fastest lap times coming through. As it stands then, it's Bogdanovic, Lindblad, Bennett, Browning, Van Hopen, Kushmine and Clan Shields. They have all yet to stop. Here's Polaroli's radio.
Martin doesn't look like massive space for now. See if we can put him under pressure.
Yeah, so Leonardo Polaroli been told to go. Rita Miate is out of the race. He's retired inside the pit lane. Victor Martins runs 8th. He has the net lead of the race after the top 7 come into the pit lane. And then we get Polaroli, Dunn, Goethe, Montoya, Solov, Stanek for sure, Villagomez, Stenshaw, Durskin, Mini, Crawford, Wharton, and out of the race was Rito Miata. Watching Leonardo Polaroli now, gap 1.3 behind Victor Martins. It looks like he's just backed off over me, just keeping those tyres in the sweet spot.
Yeah, possibly could have. Well, Invicta believing that possibly Martins just doesn't have the pace at this precise moment, but yeah, could be backing off. We had at that precise lap, a lap ago, Leo Fornaroli was around 4/10 quicker, and meanwhile Montoya having a slight wide moment as he also takes the brake meter board there as well, as we take a look at a replay of Dunn's unsafe rejoining out of the pit lane.
Definitely, I think, Wes, definitely.
Yeah, it came out right in front of, I believe that was Richard for sure. So yeah, that seemed pretty open and shut to me. And of course, Dunn's had his more than everybody's fair share of penalties this weekend, as now James Wharton is under investigation.
Very good.
Very good, very good. Bogdanovic and Durskin reviewed no further investigation for turn 2 incident. Okay, so that's good news on their part. Montoya still moving around like crazy. Down that start finish rate, we just saw him. Finding a ball with Vachor. He's 15th. Trying to have a look where Crawford's dropped to in my timing monitor. Where is he? I can't see him on the monitor.
20th. 20th.
Oh, wow. And he has stopped. Trying desperately to find out where he was. He just wouldn't. Yeah, that's Polaroli now, net second. Needs to be more than 19 points as it stands. It should be something along those lines of being good. But it'd be really helpful if Fong can give us a graphic saying if he is or not before the end of the race like we have in MotoGP. This, however, Gabriel Mini going toe-to-toe, whereas with Joshua Durskin down to turn 1.
Yeah, very tasty little battle this, as Gabrielli does the up and under to get past Dirksen, who runs wide, trying to defend that.
Sorry, turn 14 is massive amounts of debris. Looks like shards of carbon fibre. Now that should be a safety car.
A solid behind.
Tight and clean, that's recenter.
Yes, please just leave me alone. Of course, hard to drive.
Yes, okay, recenter and breathe. Recenter and breathe.
Bogdanovic does a 140.847. Montoya saying the car's hard to drive, how like his father. Reminding saying that we're going to battle McLaren one year as well in 2004. But at the moment, yeah, it does not look good out there, Omi, as again, Folorelli going defensive against Richard Verschoor. He's trying to go around the outside, down to turn 1. Title fights on the line here.
It is. It is at this moment. Stanek just playing the game as well. Currently just holding the position on the circuit. I mean, any hindrance, any help he can be, even though Folorelli's basically doing his thing at the front, I guess is better than nothing, is probably the way to look at it. As we're about a few laps away from half race distance in this contest. And Bogdanovic, well, he's doing really, really well at this precise moment. He is absolutely pushing out there on the circuit. He's just set the fastest lap of the race.
Wow.
So he is really flying out there.
4/10 quicker than the previous time by as well, so he's really flying out there. Yeah, as we mentioned yesterday, Stanek, I have massive understeer, mate, everywhere. But he is doing the team game to help Leonardo Folorelli. This is why it's critical for the championship. Mainly Shields is enforcing the driver off the track, noted. Shields did receive a black and white flag, though, for track limits a few moments ago. But Wes, it looks like the Shields have woken up finally after some of the accidents we've seen out there today.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all getting very tasty. Here comes Luke Browning now. Just getting close, trying to get past John Bennett. He's not close enough there into turn 1, but Bennett's sliding all over the place there. He's really struggling on those hard tyres already, and they've got to go a long, long way. So John Bennett seemingly now just struggling, and Luke Browning, surely it'll only be a matter of time.
Stanek's going defensive, but Richard Verschoor is keeping it, footing it around the outside into turn 1. Stanek tried. He's been the wingman to Folorelli as long as he could, but he can't keep Richard Verschoor behind forever. Verschoor goes through to 14th place, and now, I mean, the battle is on. Verschoor still in this title fight after victory yesterday.
Still mathematically can do it, as you mentioned. Looks like Victor Martins was just preserving some of the tyres. He's back on it now, and he's stretched the gap back over to 2 seconds. As we look over to Dino Bogdanovic, I would not be surprised if he sets another fastest lap this time by, because it's a very good first sector. It's also a personal best in the second sector, and it is the fastest lap once again for him. He is right now running some great laps around Lusail International.
The hard are the tyres to be on right now, 142.60. Let's see what comparison is for Arvid Lindblad that time by what is the last lap time by? 141.041. So he's running around about 0.8 of a second faster per lap, whereas to Arvid Lindblad. And he's pulling out his own gap here, as we're now going to see Browning once again, this time go to the inside line, just inside track limits to John Bennett. Inside line through 1, hook that line, because Bennett can just send it around the outside again. He's got it stuck. So Wes, moves going on, but Bogdanovic could have control of the race even without needing gaps to the pit stop.
He's got a lot of very handy pace, doesn't he? And further down, who has the net race lead at the moment, Victor Martins, because he's the first of the drivers to have pit. He has responded to the upped pace of Fornaroli now. The gap to them is 2.3 seconds. So yeah, Martins is, I think he was, his slower pace was due to just saving tyres, but he's now responding to Fornaroli.
So, just to keep on forward here, the top 7 are yet to stop in this feature race. We are lap 14 of 32. 16 will be half distance of it. And Alexander Dunn is under investigation for that unsafe release. And Omi, I would bet it would be, well, 5-second time penalty or drive-through penalty, which is, for an unsafe release, it would be usually 5 seconds. And, oh, hang on a minute! That's slow! For car 5 of Ollie Goethe. Ollie Goethe, who did such an impressive run, is coming to a stop. He's pulling off the track. This might need to be a virtual safety car. He's just alongside the barrier. VSC might be an option, but Ollie Goethe is out after doing so well.
Oh, well, this happened last year for him. Not the smoke pouring out of the car this year, but yes, it happened last year, and MP Motorsport not looking too pleased as well. Another issue comes in these Formula 2 cars.
If this is a full set, now you're not allowed to put under the virtual safety car, but you are allowed to put under the safety car. So Wes, if the SC gets brought out here, Bogdanovic has been gifted this one on the plate.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, and his pace is still really good, of course. In fact, he just did the purple first sector. He won't be allowed to do that in the second sector, of course, because that's where the yellow flag is.
Safety
yeah,
car!
this'll.
Wow, not even a virtual, it's a full safety car. Back to you, Wes.
Yeah, I agree. So this will be a gift, as you said, for the top 7 who will be able to take advantage of it now. That'll be Bogdanovic, Lindblad, Browning, John Bennett, and then Van Hopen, Miney, and Shields will all very likely be coming into the pits this lap.
I would, but is it the wrong time?
That's the thing. It's luck for now, but it's not going to be luck when we get to the end of the race. So it is actually in favour of Martin, Fornaroli and those lot, I think. Overall, if we consider the entire race.
Bogdanovic is staying out. He doesn't want that call.
Yeah, you're going to have to.
Now I think about it. Oh, and Lindblad did come in, but they're going to have to go onto the softs, of course. That's the problem. Yeah. And we're only at half distance, so yeah, it's a huge gamble.
Take the gamble of yellow breed yellow around this track, and it's hard to overtake. Kushmani's taking that gamble. I'm surprised about Lindblad, but Bogdanovic, yeah, kind of has to stay, doesn't he?
He does.
Soft tyres. Brand new set, though. See how long they can go. Who else coming in? Clan Shields coming in. So he doesn't want to wait out any longer. It is a gift, but is the gift at the right time?
Oh, well, yeah, this is definitely gonna cause a big issue, because now the gap that Bogdanovic would have had over others is nothing. It is just they're all gonna be in a train. It will form eventually, the gap, but it's kind of ruined the race for Bogdanovic because he had good pace. He didn't really need this safety car. It would have been him just running longer and then fighting back and gaining all the places till the end of the race. But for the second year in a row, the race is going to change due to the safety car. What they could do though, what they could benefit from, is another safety car. Safety car's already ending as well.
Should have been a virtual safety car, Amy, in my opinion. That seems to be a bit ridiculous.
Yeah.
What do you think as well, Wes? Safety car's out.
Yeah, I mean, so how much have they had? Yeah, so there's not even that much of a train behind the safety car, so the drivers, this might not be as bad for Bogdanovic as we possibly first thought then. If the pack hasn't closed up very much, then he may still have a bit of time to be able to make his pit stop on whenever his originally scheduled idea of a pit stop was.
Is the field even behind, as you mentioned, guys? Because I don't think it is. I think this is... They're not, well, this is going to be ludicrous. They're not. There is 4 drivers behind the safety car field. They haven't caught up. What on earth is going on?
I think he pressed the wrong button. Like he said, he meant to press the virtual safety car button. I
have no idea. We're back to green flag running. But the field is still massively separated with each other. But the problem is the ones behind the circuit now can't go. They've got to still go to safety car speeds because they can't accelerate until they get to the finish line. That is the stupidest call I've seen in ages. Well, what do we do now? I'm counting 5 cars max, Omi, 6 cars now, including Fornaroli, who can push. The rest of the field will still have to go slow.
Absolutely wild. That's ludicrous stuff. So they're all just pushing on, and well, this race, another thing done by the race directors. We thought it should have been a virtual safety car, and then they decide, well, to do the safety car, and then it's all just mismanaged in a wrong way because the car was cleared so quickly.
They should have left that safety car out for longer to back the pack up. The race director has just misorganised the safety car rules, Wes. Like, I'm not even getting, that is shocking, absolutely shocking.
I've never seen that, I must say. I've never seen a safety car that's out for 2 laps and didn't bother to back the pack up. So yeah, That's strange. That's got elements of Abu Dhabi 2021 about it, doesn't it?
This is the pit stop battle. Oh, and a lot of unsafe releases into the middle of the pack. That was questionable. That's what you get with pack stuff, I guess, isn't it?
And one of the MP Motorsport mechanics there having to jump clear of it all. So yeah, that was getting very, very dangerous down there.
So, Dunn has got a penalty, Solo's got a penalty, Wharton's all got a penalty. They've come up on our... Wharton and Crawford instant, leaving the track getting an advantage under investigation at turn 8. Okay, so I think, Omi, as well, that this is going to be a little bit of a confusing strategy now, because Lindblad is 4.7 seconds behind Forlaroli, and that was the top 6 across that line who could then accelerate. The rest of the field spread out massively. Isn't the safety car by design meant to close the field up? They've completely changed the rules again, and now I think Bogdanovic can still make his pit stop and still lead the race, and it's a 10-second time penalty for James Wharton. Wow.
Well, they're dishing out so many penalties. Absolutely giving them at this precise moment in time. We're already past half race distance in the FIA Formula 2 feature race, and well, we still don't know how this one is going to go. Who knows? You could find ourselves with more safety cars that come in. It's absolutely wide open. Who knows what is going to happen? It is a Formula 2 race at the end of the day.
So, Bogdanovic, Browning, Bennett, Van Hopen, Martans, Forlaroli, Lindblad, Dunn, Montoya, Solov, Verschoor, Stanek, Villagomez, Maney, Stenshaw, Mini, Crawford, Durskin, Shields and Wharton, DRS enabled, and out of the race, Goethe, Miata.
Kind of a bit crazy, wasn't it? That I can't remember who it was. Somebody got caught for speeding in the pit lane just now, which is a safety issue, of course. Only got a 5-second penalty, but a sporting penalty is penalised higher than that.
That's true, actually. What on earth is going on these days? Still pushing crazily. And the race that could have been made exciting by the safety car has quieted back down to the predictable strategy race we were expecting to run. Lap 19 of 32. Bogdanovic 1:39.816 over. Fastest lap again.
Yep, fastest lap. He's back to his best, isn't he? Just the safety car didn't stop him. He's back to it, and he's continuing on with his absolutely brilliant skill and talent that Dino Bogdanovic does have. Absolutely incredible driving by him as they make their way through, and this is going to be an interesting ending and an interesting conclusion to this race to see whose favour does this go in, because it's changed so much. And now Victor Martins is coming up to Van Hopen and Bennett, so that's a bit of traffic he's going to have to clear.
Weird to work out where everybody is on the driver. We haven't got a driver check, so it's weird to tell where everybody is. Trying to visualise the gap. Stanek 6 seconds behind Verschoor, who's together with Solov. That's 5 seconds to Montoya, 2 seconds to Dunn. It's a bit mad out there. But yeah, coming through. It's top 4 yet to stop though, Wes, and that could be critical. They could still have this race in hands.
Yeah, and the number of laps they've got left to pull out a gap to the drivers who have stopped is getting fewer and fewer, as Victor Martins now on better tyres than Van Hopen in front of him is closing on the Trident. Not quite there yet, but he's drawing ever closer.
Lap 20 of 32. Interesting stat pack that we're seeing that Forlaroli, if he does finish in 6th, he'd be outside that average finishing position. Omi, I was telling you about earlier on, which I'm sure if you've read the media pack as well, 3.6, the very best of any driver. That's why that's how he's won it this year, just being consistent.
Now he has won races this year, but he's had a tradition in his previous career, winning a Formula 3 championship without winning a race, winning the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine rookie title in 2022 without getting a rookie win as well. So he's very much used to. He's very much used to doing it the consistent way. And even though he has taken wins this season, most of all he's been consistent.
Last victory, of course, if I'm not very much mistaken, came in Budapest in the feature race. Am I wrong, or did he win the Monza Sprint?
He did win it.
You've said the magic words now. I have to check this.
Because I'm reading on the points gap, and I can never work out because he's got 10 points in the sprint. Usually that means it's maximum.
Yeah, he did win the
Thank you,
sprint. I was commentating that one, so I absolutely remember that.
Yeah, I wasn't there, was I? I wasn't there. That's why I can't remember. Yeah. I missed out that one. I think I was on MotoGP in San Marino as they come across once more. Here we get Victor Martins attacking Lawrence Van Hopen down towards turn number 1. Van Hopen went left and now he goes back to right. A little bit late on the brakes on the inside. Martins trying to just accelerate back 4th gear. Drives to the inside, lifts off again, down into 3rd. And Shields and Maney, no further investigation for forcing another driver off the track, Wes. They left that one off.
Yeah, so I was going to say that something similar happened in F1. So the stewards seem to be going easy on drivers that rub wheel arches through that turns 2 and 3 sequence. So something for the drivers to keep in mind. I'm sure they'll have taken note.
Yeah, the Formula 1 drivers later on are going to be remembering that one, especially when there are championship battles directly on the line. But we're riding with Victor Martins as the sun begins to set here in Doha. Top 4 yet to stop. Martins is battling the back of Van Hopen, who is yet to stop. But I think critically, at this point, the tyres should be around about the same age length as well.
Yes. About that, probably around that range. This was Gabriele Mini versus Jack Crawford out there on the circuit. And the American driver from Charlotte, North Carolina, able to get to the inside line, and Mini having to scamper over the road and just about avoiding the boards down there and able to rejoin as well and continue in this feature race.
Lap 22 of 32, the top 4 yet to stop, and this will be their time to do so here. What a remarkable race this is turning out to be. Confusing calls and race control. What's new in Formula 2 in 2025? Here's Victor Martins' last lap time. He was slower in total by half a second to Leonardo Forlaroli. He was closing in. Now, that could be for the net lead of the race as well, Wes. That's what you've got to remember, because you've got to work out if Bogdanovic has the overall time. He's got a total cut to Martins of 11.2, so he's lost time.
He has, yeah. So he won't be able to pull out enough time in, I don't think, in the number of laps he has left. What I was looking at, which is interesting though, is when Fornaroli inevitably inherits second place. Second place by itself, I don't think will be enough for him to clinch the title here. However, if he gets the fastest lap on top of that, that will be. So this is going to be very, very interesting for Fornaroli to see if he can pull out something special in the remaining 10, 11 laps we have left.
But his teammate Roman Starks has been given a black and white flag for track limits, so he can't do any more of those. But you're right, Bogdanovic at the moment has that fastest lap of 1:39.816 on hard compound tyres. But Fornaroli has not got any clean aero to try and do that. He's stuck right now behind Victor Martins.
Yep, he is stuck behind Victor Martins at the moment. Fornaroli now, though, has been given a second opportunity, so he's now getting the chance to close in because Martins can't get past Van Hopen. So this is actually quite interesting now. You're getting the two net leaders on the circuit back together due to Martins not being able to make the move on the circuit. I think, well, that pretty much shows the Lucerne International Circuit. Martins has all the pace, but just no way to lap after lap after lap after lap.
I said it once and I say it again. Bahrain was made for Formula cars. Doha was made for MotoGP. That was the deal. When they made these circuits in the same time zones, 2004 was the opening for both. It was agreed that Lusail International Circuit in Doha, Qatar got the MotoGP. Formula 1 got the Shakir circuit in Bahrain. Why we then merge it, I don't know, because in that case, let's get MotoGP bikes at Bahrain, because I can tell you now, that would be absolutely amazing, especially through the sand dune section. I'd pay to see that. It would be an amazing motorcycle track.
It would be a very good shot down to that very tight turn 10 hairpin, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Just, to be honest with you, it'd be quite nice to see. Like, that'd be a couple of overtaking opportunities. Do you know, I'm gonna message them and see. Well, Liberty now own, of course, MotoGP, so we're expecting to see some crossovers. Interesting enough, actually, the Losail circuit was one of a few that on the Formula 1 calendar is identical to the MotoGP calendar and Formula 1. Can you name only the only 2 other circuits on the calendar that are exactly the same for MotoGP and Formula 1? Can you name them? If you think it's... Which 2 circuits? Now, Formula 1 and MotoGP share many circuits, but which 2 have exactly the same layout? If you say Silverstone, you're wrong, because they use a different chapel.
Is it Kota?
It is Kota, that is one of them. So, it's Losail, Kota, and what's that final one?
Just looking at the calendar up there to see what circuits.
Oh, it's not Red Bull Ring, is it?
No, because they've got the 2A, 2B chicane after Rossi was nearly killed. Lap 24, 32, well, these 2 think. Nothing going on the circuit right now. Well, I'll help you out. We go to Kota, Barcelona, Red Bull Ring, Silverstone, and that is Losail. That's it.
I was about to say Barcelona. Thank you.
Bogdanovic went right.
Yeah, of course.
And the turn 9, exit into 10 as well. He's still on the track leading. But the gap now down to 5.1 to Browning. Yes, it is Barcelona.
Yeah, of course. It never used to, back when they used the chicane right at the end. They used different chicanes, didn't they?
Yeah, but ever since it got redone a couple of years ago, they now use exactly the same layout. So there you are. Kota, Barcelona and Qatar are the only circuits on the F1 calendar that match exactly with MotoGP. So, it's one of those venues that could host the double header. And Dorna are owned in Barcelona. That could be a venue to do it. But more likely, Qatar has the bigger paddock now. It could be that MotoGP and Formula 1 do team up, but here at Losail. That's an option. A bit sideways now as round the outside, Alexander Dunn trying to make a move on Arvid Lindblad in turn 1. It did not work out. Lindblad easily had the inside line, Omi.
He did indeed, and that is very, very tight stuff as they made their way by to that part of the circuit, but still maintaining single file stuff. Victor Martin still can't make the move on Van Hopen. Fornaroli, though, just looking to try remain with them. But it looks like they're just all stuck in that train at the moment as Crawford has made the move on his teammate Miney. Wonder whether Miney just easily let him by, or was that actually a proper switch in position in terms of a battle?
Yeah, I'm just going to see now. Wes, looking at the clock with 8 to go, this would be the time to come into the pit lane.
Yeah, it's either this lap or the next lap. So we've still got the 2 high-tech cars up at the front now, covered by just 5.2 seconds, and they've really gapped John Bennett up at the front. But regardless, the main gap of 16 seconds to Victor Martin is not going to be enough for Bogdanovic to maintain the lead. But he will be very, very fast on those soft tyres when he gets them on.
Dunn's right on the back of Arvid Lindblad as well, over 7th position right now. Both have already stopped, so is Alexander going to make a bit of a move here? This is Leonardo's radio.
The plan here is to attack him when the car is in front box.
That's Fornaroli going for make or break. Alexander Dunn doing much the same as he'll get through, pulls to the outside line. Can he make the move? Stick! It's going to be very tight if he can pick up the apex. No! Lindblad forces himself back wide, exit 2. Dunn goes back. This is great.
Great indeed. You can always tell Arvid Lindblad was going to squeeze his rival to the perimeter of the racetrack, and that was exactly the case down at the first turn of the circuit, but they continue on, and they continue to make their way through, running in the 7th, 8th position. Mini's also got past Maney, that is further back in the field.
This is it, I think, isn't it?
Well, this is a few. These are a few position changes we had just before it. So Stenchon goes by, and then we're also going to see Crawford make an easy pass. And then this is the position change.
Here we go. Easy swap. As Gabriel Mini goes through on Kushmini. The two BWT sponsored cars. Safety car infringement for Arvid Lindblad. Well, I'm sorry, FIA, but if you want to do a safety car infringement for Arvid Lindblad, you have to blame yourselves there, because even you broke your own regulations there, I'm afraid. You can't say that's a safety car infringement when you didn't follow the safety car procedure to the letter. I mean, Wes, that's a bit like, yeah, it's like, I failed to execute this man, I'm going to now shoot him.
It was a safety car infringement, but the safety car had already been infringed itself, so... Yeah, that kind of negates it. Investigation after the race now, and Boganovic is coming into the pits on this lap.
He's in the third sector, so he'll come in, well, he's just started another lap time, actually. Here we go again, then, for Alexander Dunn. He's going to dive to the inside, nearly off the track, into towards turn one. Lindblad could not defend that at all, and he's through.
Centered up the inside, had to go tight to the inside as well. There can be risks heading down into the first turn when you try something like that, but the reward was high, and it is to get past Arvid Lindblad now. Lindblad was always going to be very much hard on the defensive, but Dunn has been able to fight his way by. Now can he go and chase down the train ahead? The train, which of course consists of Van Hopen and the net leaders of Martins and Fornaroli.
Here it is again, Wes. It was a superb skill from Dunn. Just sent it.
Oh yeah, really brilliant, determined, go up the inside there from Alex Dunn, and yeah, this is the sort of driving we saw from him earlier in the year, which caused him to be leading the championship for a lot of it, but just a lot of inconsistency really dogged the rest of his year, and he's fallen by the wayside.
Now, Boganovic has 19.1 seconds to Victor Martins as he comes into the pit lane. Race leader is in. It's such a long pit lane here as well, Omi. It's going to take an enormous amount of time to get all this sorted, so you're just sort of praying for a quick stop.
Yeah, you are. You're hoping to be in and out. Of course it is. One man to a wheel here in the FIA Formula 2 Championship. So it only is one person to a wheel, and we see the change come in, and they'll hopefully hope for a quick stop.
It was a quick stop, but Victor Martins has gone through, so has Fullerone, and the entire pack now starting to go through. Browning's in the leader. Montoya trying to have a go around the outside of Lindblad. He's got Solov just behind him, so the two teammates are sandwiching the Prema driver. Where does he come back out? He's alongside Stanek down to someone. Stanek's got ahead of him there, so that's backfired, Omi.
Yeah, the safety car, well, it will all be a case about what if the safety car didn't come out. Meanwhile, Cordeal looking to try and go hard on the attack there, looking to try and get to the inside line, but it's going to leave him vulnerable to Crawford now.
Yeah, and Wes, now it's basically just anyone who hasn't stopped, do you run the risk of just staying out as long as you can? But they took those tyres 28 laps. I'm surprised Pirelli didn't say, hey, get in.
Yeah, and Boganovic was still doing fastest sector times right up until the end. So yeah, his pace was absolutely brilliant. Now we'll get to see what he can do on those faster soft tyres. He's outside the points right now. I don't think he will be for much longer.
No, I don't think he will be either, looking at it. Browning leading by 11.1, but you've got to go with Victor Martins, who now 13 seconds behind the leader in total. So the interval gaps will change over. That will now become a bit of a problem. Oh, that's very, very, very wide. And that's coming into the pit lane for Lawrence Van Hopen. But critically, that blocked out. That did actually block out Victor Martins. To follow on, it's going to be even closer now, Omi.
Yeah, Martins has the DRS to just pull that slight bit away, but Fornaroli now has to try and do it on the circuit. He has to gain momentum and try and gain some speed as well. Meanwhile, Montoya looking to try and just close in on Lindblad. He's the next one to go on the attack of the Red Bull Junior.
Catching again, Wes, they come into it as now there is Fornaroli, there is Victor Martins, and a championship stands on the precipice.
Oh, it's gonna be box office stuff now. Fornaroli, he'll come up 1 point shy of clinching the title mathematically if he stays in his net second place, which is where he is now. but Victor Martins and victory is all that stands between him and a famous title clincher here in Qatar.
He's going to do it, isn't he, Omi? It's Leonardo Forloroli. This man is unstoppable in junior Formula at the moment.
He really, really is. Formula One teams need to be looking at this driver because, I mean, you can argue about one championship about it not being a deserving one due to luck or anything else, but he's done it in Formula 3. He's going to do it in Formula 2 from what it looks like, and he's also won a rookie championship, as we mentioned, in Freca before as well. Browning's coming into the pit lane. Now Forloroli's lost a few tenths in this middle sector, so he won't get DRS down the front straight.
Yep, so this is going to be an opportunity. Into the pit lane comes Browning, into the pit lane comes John Bennett, so Victor Martins will become the race leader on lap number 30 of 32. And there's nothing again down towards turn 1, he can't make that stick. Browning in the pits, there's Martins, there's Forloroli, gap was 8 tenths. Bogdanovic won, 38.516. He's got the fastest lap. So any chance of Forloroli to take that isn't going to work. So he's only going to need, what, qualifying pole? Omi, that could be it in Abu Dhabi?
Yeah.
Conceivably, yeah.
Looks like it. Looks like it. As the snake makes their way towards turn 1. Stenchon trying to make a move.
Down the inside. That's not going to be it. Hold it back. Villa Gomez gets forced down wide and off the track. Well, 9 times out of 10 that was always going to happen, but Villa Gomez should have expected that. Older tyres, let's not forget. Through as well goes Crawford with an easy move. Oh, very good, very good. Well, Omi, 211 to 170. Gap now 1.2. I think Forloroli's just going to happily go to Abu Dhabi and wrap it up there.
Yep, I guess at least it keeps the thing off it going down to the final roundup, which is what we want as well, and we have something to be decided in Abu Dhabi. Of course, no guarantees on the Formula 1. We hope that will go there as well, but our answer will be a few hours away, I guess, to that question of what will happen to Formula 1 later.
It better not. And Wes, that was a bit of a cheeky manoeuvre further back, wasn't it, as well, just to force him out wide?
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's not been a penalty.
Yeah, I'm sure they're planning on looking that, but yeah, Stenson could have given Villa Gomez just a little bit more room than he eventually decided to. Here's Forloroli.
Pressure up so he makes a mistake.
Well, don't advertise that that's what you're doing, because he's just not going to make a mistake. Victor Martins, it may be a lot of things, but mistakes are a bit rare. Villa Gomez's social has been noted, Wes.
Yeah, and I was just going to say more to your point from earlier, as Bogdanovic now all over the back of Stanek, it would be a little bit anticlimactic if Forloroli did have to clinch it in qualifying next time out at Abu Dhabi. So yeah, let's hope he can either do it here or in one of the races next week.
Bogdanovic is closing in on the back of Roman Stanek over 8th position, Omi, and he's pushing like crazy.
Such a shame, the safety car, because it could have been so much more. This was the car that he rejoined behind, and he's only getting to it now. We're on the penultimate lap of the race, so it is quite crazy to think. As Invicta watching on, looks like they will have a driver to send to the championship in Abu Dhabi, but they're about to leave this round unless Forloroli can try get the lap of his life to get a fastest lap, or possibly even try and maybe get the position for the win. Then, you know, it looks like it is heading to Abu Dhabi.
Don't forget Alexander Dunn has a time penalty, but I don't think that's going to affect his 3rd position. He's 5 seconds just over to Arvid Lindblad, but then again, we know that doesn't really matter in Formula 2. You get penalties even post-race. That change you over. Look what happened yesterday in the F1 sprint as well. Villa Gomez and Stenshore is under investigation. This is the final lap then of the F2 feature race at the Losail International Circuit. Victor Martins leading to Leonardo Forloroli by just over a second. It doesn't look like the title's going to be made today. It could all go down to next Friday in qualifying, as we now see Stanek under pressure from Dino Bogdanovic trying to get some points back. Holding it through one, Omi, and just waiting for it. It can't be done today then, the title. That's a shame.
Yeah, bit of a shame it cannot be done, so it looks like we'll have to wait till qualifying, as you mentioned, where 2 points will be available for pole position.
Stenshall been given a 10-second time penalty for forcing the driver off the track at Wes. Right decision.
Yeah, and the stewards really did not take a lot of time at all to decide that. It was pretty open and shut there. He just didn't give Villagomez enough room, and now Villagomez is behind Crawford as well, who's agonizingly close to the points, but sadly will not be scoring anything. And even though it seems like the champion,
I've got 41. Forneroni will be on 211 minus the 170 would put him 41 points clear. So that's more than 40 he needs. So is Forneroni the champion, Omi?
oh, this is.
I've got him at all. Listen.
So according to that graphic,
Well, hang on, because he's outside the outside line. Victor Martins takes the checkered flag and wins here. Over the line. It is confirmed. Leonardo Forneroni is the 2025 FIA Formula 2 champion. He wins it by just getting the 2 points needed over the line as a result of Browning dropping down into 10th position. He did get the points he needed. Just at the final calculation, it was told, Invictors are unsure, but it is the case. Victor Martins wins, but Leonardo Forneroni is the 2025 FIA Formula 2 Drivers' Champion. He did it because of a result at the last lap changing. He got over the 41 points he needed. Leonardo Forneroni is the F2 Drivers' Champion of 2025. Well, Amy, that took a while to calculate, but that's because everyone dropped positions.
Well, that's what you get when you get post-race penalties. But Leonardo Forneroni, a deserving champion. Victor Martins, a deserving race winner as well. And it all changed at the end. What else did you expect in Formula 2?
Literally was getting the information through my ears at the last corner, saying that no, he is the champion. Because of the post-race penalties, moving a couple of people around, it promotes him with 211 points for second place. He'll get total, and it would put Crawford on 170. He doesn't get anything at all for where he finishes outside in 11th position with Browning moving down. So Forneroni is the champion.
P2, nice one. Sorry, guys. I'll tell you something in a second. Sorry, guys. You know what, mate? We never look at the championship, but we just did. And I think you are Formula 2 champion. Well done, man. Congratulations. Yes, mate. You won the championship. It's a pity we couldn't win it to celebrate on the top of the podium, but you can still get some boost and be on the podium. That's all, mate. Good job. Amazing year. Congratulations.
Not even he knew he won. He was apologising over the radio, Omi. But that's what you get for post-race calculations. Here's Martins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Finally. The car was amazing, guys. That's how we do it. Well done. Following through.
Leonardo Forneroni, the champion, Omi, as he came over the line. He didn't even know it. Saying to the team, oh, I'm sorry, but post-race penalties does move him down, and he is a deserving champion, and he's done it by needing just an extra point.
Yep, crazy stuff. And now we'll go to Abu Dhabi with the Drivers' Championship all sealed. And Leo Forneroni can have one extra round to relax. I think he deserves it after winning the F3 title last year in the final corner. He had absolutely none of that last year.
That's the fastest mental math I ever worked out. 211 minus 170 is 41. Now it's sunk into him, Wes. After we did the mental math, now it's sunk in for him. He's emotional.
I'm not sure it's sunk in for me. That I don't like maths. But yeah, great drive from Forneroni, despite not being able to convert pole position. He stuck with Martin through the whole race, and he's done all he needs to do now. He's slowly just savoring the moment, getting out of the car. You can see it in his face almost. It's still sinking in. There he goes. Absolutely brilliant to see.
He'll get out of the car, he'll stand aloft. He's now accepted it. Leonardo Fornaroli is the FIA Formula 2 champion of 2025. F2, F1 Academy and F1 have now had all title deciders here in Losail. Are we about to see another F1 decider with Lando Norris having his first championship point later on? It was stereotypical Formula 2. We didn't know until he was about to cross the line that he was a champion. Victor Martins wins the feature, but Fornaroli is our F2 champion. I mean, that's sloppy. Let's talk about that. That was sloppy from Farm TV direction there. They could have explained that better. They worked out the championship points, but they need to show its title chance, because that was very much left up to us to work that out quite quickly.
Yeah, the camera angles over the line weren't the best. It didn't really indicate to us that he is absolutely the champion, like you zoom in and focus on him. But Leonardo Fornaroli is the champion, as we've mentioned. It has gone his way, and barring anything else post-race, he is your F2 champion.
Let's send it downstairs. Go on, Wes.
No, I was going to say, quickly, I just had a tweet from Chris Midland. It says Arvid Lindblad is going to go through a post-race investigation, which could see Richard Verschoor promoted one spot up to keep the title alive.
Oh no! Does Formula 2 have yet another twist that Fornaroli might not be the champion, just like F1 Academy last year? I mean.
Yeah, you crown a champion, uncrown it, and then we'll crown it again, it seems like.
Oh, for God's sake. They can't make this one stick. They don't know if they're coming or going. But Lindblad is under investigation. We remember that now. Oh, right now, let's celebrate the fact that Fornaroli is the champion and send it downstairs to Chris McCarthy and Alex Brundle.
Great friends with Kimi Antonelli. He gave him good luck before he set off, and now one of the first to congratulate him when he comes in.
Victories in Silverstone, victory at Spa, Hungary, then at home in the sprint race in Italy. Have seen an incredibly consistent season, deliver the number of points that he needs. Impressive drive too from Victor Martins. Alex Dunn did manage to clear Arvid Lindblad by 5 seconds at the end of that race to take the final step on the podium, and a bit of retribution for Martins after a tricky season. Sees him back to the top step of the podium that's eluded him for a number of races throughout this year, sometimes through no fault of his own. Fabulous drive from him. Knows what a championship victory feels like, and no doubt will be happy for Fornaroli as well, who joined him on the podium.
Oh my God, oh my God. I can believe it, I can believe it, I can believe it. No. Oh my God. Bravo. He just won the championship, mate. I can't believe it.
Leo Fornaroli, your champion in 2025 in Formula 2, and does so with a round to spare and celebrating there with his countryman Kimi Antonelli. How long will it be before he's racing in Formula 1?
It's a big question, isn't it?
Well, let's hear from the man himself, shall we? Ariana Bravo.
Leonardo Fornaroli, you are the Formula 2 champion. We just saw the emotion out there with yourself and all of your team. Put it into words, how are you feeling right now?
I can't believe it, I wasn't expecting it. I was just focusing on the race. From 3 we didn't have a great start, and Victor passed us. And it was quite tough to remain with him. I did my best. I couldn't quite get him, but anyway, the goal was to finish and score points. I didn't expect I won the championship, to be honest. So when they told me, I mean, I couldn't believe it. I can't believe it. I have no words. It's just amazing, an amazing relief.
Well, a huge congratulations. It has been an amazing rookie season for you. You secured the Formula 3 championship last year, Formula 2 this year. How special is it to get back-to-back championships?
It's amazing. It's the best thing I could ask. I mean, going into this season, I couldn't expect. Everything was new, new team, new car, but thanks to Invicta for the mega work. They were able to make me feel at home. Every day I was working with them, make me feel better after a bad moment. They were able to teach me so many things to improve, and this result is, of course, thanks to them.
And we saw you with the Italian flag draped over your shoulders. How much does it mean to the country as well that you're able to represent them like this?
I mean, a lot. So happy to represent Italy. It's an amazing country, so it's a pleasure for me.
And we have one more round left. I mean, you've already done what you needed to do. How does it feel when you look back at the whole season?
Well, it's good now. I can race in Abu Dhabi with a bit less pressure, but we still have to push hard because we're still fighting for the team's championship. So we'll give everything for the last 2 rounds to end the championship even more in a high.
Well, Leo, congratulations once again. You are the Formula 2 champion for 2025.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great to hear from Leo, the champion, and Kimi Antonelli up ready to congratulate him by the podium in Invicta Racing. Oh, they're getting quite good at this, aren't they? Back-to-back titles, just like what we saw from Prema in 2020, 2021, and ART in 18 and 19.
Did you pit at the same time as Funaroli or
same as Funaroli? But I had a 5-second penalty for an unsafe release, so I got lucky to finish it. They got me soft.
Suddenly it's not. And yesterday on the sprint, I heard Stanek was like, this is a disaster. So I was expecting it to be. But when you lead, it's different.
Congrats.
Well done, mate. Thank you. Good job, mate. I wish my team told me earlier that you were about to win the championship. So I was like, I could have been a bit more calm, you know, like, because you were not going to risk anything.
No, I tried, but we had, I think, same pace the last laps. I mean,
I got stuck with the guys.
Yeah, in T1 you were close.
I tried, but like, I came from too far. Yeah. Honestly,
how are you so quick with the option? I was like,
honestly, it's more like why you were not like able to follow. Like,
I don't know, mate. I was giving everything, but after two laps, I felt like
it's crazy.
Massive degradation. I couldn't follow you. I was like, okay. I got anti-stall and for the formation lap, so we went super safe with the class. So you destroyed me.
Yeah, because I didn't do like even a good start. It was
That's a great moment. Gabriel Bortoletto coming over to celebrate with his team from last year. a former teammate of Leo Fornaroli, and Forna said he learned from Gabriel Bortoleto and implemented that into his championship-winning year in Formula 3 last year and into this season as well.
Drivers just keep the connection all the way through with their former feeder series teams. Important connection to have. Sometimes it's good to go back and just be grounded by Team Stefano Domenicali there.
Here we go then onto the podium. It will be Alexander Dunn finishing in 3rd position from a very, very well done race. A lot of strategy calls right from him. Leonardo Fornaroli is our F2 champion of 2025. He will be in 2nd place. But our race winner with a brilliant strategy and a cool head, Victor Martins, will be on the top step of the podium, and we will hear the French national anthem for him out there. But it's the Italian of Fornaroli who's the F2 champion. There's Victor Martins. On to the top he goes. And it's time for the national anthems. The national anthems out there for the winning drivers. And what a remarkable appearance it's been for Victor Martins. He will take the top spot, Omi, and thoroughly deserving it. But Fornaroli, 2nd place and our champion.
Yeah, he has wrapped it and he has sealed it in absolute great, in an absolute great season. It has been a great year by him. It's been a great few years by him, and he is the deserving champion of F2.
He lifts that trophy for 2nd place, but he is #1 in 2025. Alexander Dunn will come back in 3rd position, and he'll lift up that trophy. A remarkable feat, and he is in P3. Bad for the Irishman. And now, non-alcoholic, of course, it's champagne time! Away we go then, after a fantastic, confusing day of racing for F2. We've crowned our champion. Leonardo Fornaroli has it. Victor Martins is the race winner though, and Alexander Dunn in 3rd. The circus moves on to Abu Dhabi for a free-for-all. 2 races, and anything can happen. But is that the only title we'll crown today? Formula 1 is up next, and Lando Norris stands on the precipice of becoming a world champion. But Oscar Piastri has led every single session so far this weekend. It really is going to be a thrilling Grand Prix. Let's get closing thoughts then. Wes, what did you make of the F2 weekend here in Losail?
It was a lot of fun to watch, as F2 very often is, and yeah, very much a deserving championship win for Leonardo Fornaroli. It's of course subject to many asterisks, but yeah, I'm sure it's just a formality, even if he does have to go to Abu Dhabi. But I'm sure it'll all work out for him. One has to wonder, of course, where his career will take him now, F1 is a bit of a closed shop at the moment, and he's not even affiliated with any of the F1 driver academies, so we'll have to wait and see, but whatever happens in his career, I'm sure it'll be great.
Amy, just run us through the results and then give us your thoughts on the F2 weekend here in Losail.
Well, in terms of the results, it was victory for Victor Martins, the French driver, returning back to the top step. Leonardo Fornaroli claimed second place and the Formula 2 Championship. Alex Dunn in third, and then Arvid Lindblad finished in fourth. There is an investigation still going on for him. We'll update you more on that in the Formula 1 broadcast later on. Sebastian Montoya was in fifth, then it was Vashor, Solov, Stanek, Beganovic and Luke Browning completing your top 10. Jack Crawford was in 11th, and then it was Villa Gomez, Gabriele Mini, Joshua Dirksen, Martinius Stenchorn, Kush Miney, John Bennett, Lawrence Van Hoopen, James Wharton in his first feature race, Kian Shields was the final finisher, and our retirements were Ollie Goethe, who transformed the race with a safety car, and Ritomo Miata, who stopped in the pit lane. Well, JB, it's been an exciting weekend of Formula 2. I've really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi comes up in a week's time, and that will be a bit of a free-for-all for everybody, but the tough, demanding Yas Marina circuit really does play into the F2 cars more. It's always a bit dramatic for a season finale. We'll see you there. From Qatar, though, Leonardo Fornaroli is our 2025 Formula 2 champion. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.